Have you ever watched a travel video and wondered, how did they get that shot? The truth is, most cinematic footage isn't about owning the next expensive new camera. It's about camera movement. And today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools for adding professional movement to almost any camera. I'm talking whether it be my cell phone, DJI Pocket 3, my GoPro cam, or even a full-frame mirrorless camera. This is the iFootage Shark Slider PICO. And if you're a solo content creator who's often traveling by themselves like me, this might become one of the most useful filmmaking tools in your camera bag. One of the biggest mistakes new creators make is relying only on handheld footage. Even with stabilization, a static shot can sometimes feel like, well, a bit static, right? So adding slow or controlled movement instantly creates more depth, more emotion, and keeps viewers more engaged. Instead of buying another camera, sometimes all you need is better movement. This is probably my favorite feature. The PICO doesn't just slide left and right, it can also rotate the camera at the same time. That means while the slider moves, the camera can automatically pan and track your subject. Instead of a simple slide, you suddenly have movement that looks like it came from a much larger cinema rig. And because the movement is motorized, every shot is going to be perfectly smooth and every take is going to be the same as the last one. And that accuracy, I'm telling you, really saves a lot of time. This is where things can get really fun. If you're shooting with a DJI Pocket 3 or a camera just like it, you're combining the Pocket's built-in gimbal with the motorized movement of the slider. Now you have multiple axes of movement happening at one time.
State that's in the charter. That's the way it is now. Do you support that?
I've said time and again that I support the state of Israel as a state with equal rights. I believe that any state that
privileges... As a Jewish state is the question.
I think any state that privileges one religion over the other.
That has caused the rise of these Mamdani-esque candidates.
The result? The shots that look incredibly expensive using gear that easily fits inside of a backpack. And the same goes for smartphones. Today's phones shoot incredible video. Pair one with a controlled camera motion, like from the slider, and suddenly your content looks much more cinematic, which is perfect for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and even best yet for client work. One feature I absolutely love is the ability to create up to 8 keyframes. Instead of movement from point A to point B, you can create an entire camera move with multiple stops and direction changes. Imagine filming a product. The camera slides, rotates, pauses, pushes forward, and then finishes with another reveal. You build the movement once and press start and the slider will repeat it perfectly every time. This is absolutely going to be fantastic for anyone who often has a client and is filming by themselves. If you've ever used camera motion equipment before, you know programming can sometimes be a bit a pain in the neck. What I like here is exactly how quickly you can create keyframes, set the camera, choose your points, save, and shoot.
As two base jumpers scale a glass barrier, parachutes strapped to their backs. Seconds later, backflipping right off the edge. Video from the ground showing the moment one of them made their way down. Parachute.
We would use the land to put up the wind energy towers and power our homes, our communities, our hospitals, our clinics.
helping tribes unlock revenue.
You spend way less time setting up and more time actually trying to come up with cool creative ideas. That's especially important when you're traveling and or your client doesn't have too much time for you to work, because oftentimes things change and you need to be able to have something that adapts and performs quickly. Another thing that impressed me is just how many ways you can control it. You can use the onboard buttons, the mobile app, which I personally like using a lot, an Apple Watch, or even NFC for quick connections. That means if you're filming yourself, you don't have to keep running back to the slider. You can control everything remotely, which is awesome, especially for people like me who often is a solo creator. And that's a huge advantage for this slider. One reason why I wanted to check out this slider is because, well, I often working alone and I don't want to have to bring a lot of gear just to create some cool shots. The Pico really fits into my new workflow and it's capable of supporting my full frame cameras. Whether I'm shooting with the Nikon Z6 III, the Lumix S1 Mark II, my Pocket 3, GoPro, or even my iPhone, I can pack one motion control tool that works with all of my cameras. And that's exactly what I want when I'm often working by myself. Less gear, more creativity. Here are 3 quick ways I use the slider on almost every shoot. Tip 1. Use foreground objects. Slide behind plants, walls, or doorways to create natural reveals. Tip 2. Move slowly. The slower the movement, the more cinematic it feels. Don't rush the shot. Tip 3. Think in layers. Foreground, subject, and background. Camera movement creates separation between all 3 of those, and making your video feel much more immersive and, again, adding more depth to your shot. If you're a travel creator, a YouTuber, filmmaker, a photographer who needs to make reels or just cool content for themselves for social media, or someone filming products, this is going to be one of the best cool tools that you can get that will improve your videos dramatically without adding a lot of complexity, especially if you're often a one-man army. The biggest takeaway from this video is this: you don't need a truck full of camera gear to make beautiful videos anymore. Sometimes adding just one tool that introduces smooth, repeatable camera movements can completely change how your footage looks. The iFootage Shark Slider PICO gives you cinematic motion while staying compact enough to travel almost anywhere. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I'll be sharing more photography, filmmaking, and content creating tips to help you create better content. Of course, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your comment down below. What's your favorite way to add movement to your videos? And of course, I'll leave a link for you to check out this slider down in the description section. I'm Rob Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative.